Yes, happy morning once again. Great afternoon and wonderful evening. See Monica ji, Karthika ji, Namita madam, Sindhu, women power on the screen. That's great to see so many of you. It's great to be, we are into the final week now. So this week, we'll understand some tips or barriers, things that may pull us back into our old self, things that hold us back potentially, like anything. Like anything else where you initiate but then we go back to our old self. We'll try to understand some tips to keep us going in this path while we also take messages from various leaders in understanding service as a way to be most contented and service of how we can take this, what is involved in teaching. Meditation is so easy that it can be taught by anyone because it's such a simple breath mindfulness meditation, such a simple technique. There is no special recognition or special certification required to tell somebody meditation is just observing the breath. Sit down and observe the breath. If we are equipped with advanced knowledge, we tell. If we're not equipped, it will come. If we're not equipped with it, that knowledge will come automatically. So we will also understand how to teach. And because many of us are interested and it's easy to teach. If I was waiting for a formal certification, then it would have never happened. Because there is no formal certification when it came to creating awareness about this or teaching meditation from Patriji. Recognizing that it is an individual path. There are infinite ways of getting there. So everybody has their own way of transferring it. Of course, we have a full 6 weeks of program with all the recordings available. So something that can be very easily and effectively used to teach. Don Juan is a shaman master. There may have been more people before him also who have spoken about the four barriers. Don Juan's writings were brought out by his student, Carlos Castaneda, an amazing set of books that he's written. Journey to Jetland, Teachings of Don Juan, Art of Dreaming, and then more books that he's written, Carlos Castaneda. All the teachings of his master, Don Juan. Don Juan was a shaman master from South America. They also believe completely, understand that everything is starting from light and then light to us, and then we go back to light. We have at will the powers to change ourselves into forms. They actually have a lot of sign and symbolic language. So it is as someone into the practice of meditation, definitely there is a viewpoint that we get when we read their books. The four barriers to the path of progress are: one is fear, the second one is half knowledge, that leads to overconfidence, half knowledge. Third one is powers, or to be precise, in Sanskrit, siddhis, special powers. And fourth one is old age, spiritual old age, not normal old age. So there are four barriers. In the path of seeking, generally, most people are encountering these four barriers. Our ability to handle them determines whether we are able to go past the barrier or we just stay there. It's like in the sports, some sports we have these barriers, so they have to cross over with that, I don't know what it's called, the horse, with the horse. They jump one after the other. But then you got to practice. On the first barrier you have to cross, or the second one to cross, or the third one. Each one has perhaps an increasing order of difficulty in transcending. So fear, this is path of learning. We're talking about path of learning and practice, right? So everything we're doing is we're learning and then practicing. So we learn more, we practice more. So that learn to be. And generally, these concepts apply to even any function that one is trying to study, but it definitely applies very, very clearly to the spiritual science study. The first one is fear, is the number one reason why we limit ourselves, we block ourselves, and we do not want to go to learn something new. Fear, or in this case, being in the comfort zone, fear of something. Working in a comfort zone comes because your fear, one is fearful of losing that thing that they perhaps acquired over a period of time. It's called working in the comfort zone. Fear of losing whatever that you set up for yourself, whether it's identity, whether it is that image that we created in office for yourself because for 5 years you worked to a position, fear of separation, fear of course, losing health. All the fears are holding us back. And everything is because we draw ourselves a boundary of comfort and then we stay within the comfort. Sometimes we hear these words. If somebody at home utters, hey, be careful, you might die, then immediately Pat comes, whether it could be a mom or a dad, based on a stronger belief. Stop, don't use such words, don't utter words like die. They don't even want you to even say a word called death. They don't want you to say a word called symmetry. They don't want you to say a word called ghost. So all of those will prevent us from even exploring what death is, exploring if there is anything called ghost. So fear is fundamentally stopping us. So those who have gotten nicely settled in into the job and then say, I don't want to disturb any of my puzzle here. This puzzle is so nicely set. This person in this role, this person is supporting in this role, reporting, this person is this. So we got our puzzle set and then we feel like we are in the full control. We don't want to disturb any of it. So as a result, there is no pushing beyond. So we're not learning anymore because we're in the comfort zone. When you're in a comfort zone, the people are same, your activities are same, the routine is there. So there's no new learning. So to even to get into meditation, it is like that. Oh, meditation. I heard that if you go into meditation, I'm going to renounce everything. So there's no point going for it meditation. There is this fear is there for many people. If I go to meditation, I'm going to renounce my property. I'm going to renounce this. I have to let go of this one. And then we have all of us our desires. So this notion is there that if I go to meditation and spiritual practice, then I'm going to renounce my material life. That exclusive is always been made to. It's not, as we know by now. Maybe other practices, but definitely not this breath mindfulness meditation practice. It is to actually enhance. It is a myth. So the fear is holding us back from going to the next step, from learning. When we don't learn, when we don't have new experiences, so exactly is the meditation. When we are meditating, we may have suddenly you may come across somebody shouting in a meditation. Somebody is crying deeply for a few days, or you might have an experience of deep shivering that is happening in the body every day. There may be in a heartbeat doing too fast, and I've always been told, hey, anything above that 80 is not good at all. And it's going so fast, we're generally concerned. So what do? We fear of all fears show up at that point because we are not able to understand. So then we hold us back. We hold ourselves back. The message is coming to you that you drop what you're doing, go spend 3 weeks with your parents. You don't like it. It is disturbing your personality. Meditation is disturbing. It disturbs a personality because it is some way or other letting you learn new things. You are somewhere in the United States, but then this message comes to you have to go and then spend time with your parents. You don't like it because you planned everything so nicely around right now. And then rather than doing that action, we actually stop meditating because if it comes the second time, third time, what's going on? Why is it bothering me so much? I don't like this. Anything that disturbs a personality, we don't like, dear friends. A personality is formed till 35 years, 40 years of age due to various influences. So anything that disturbs a belief system, somewhere you read that what do you get by worshipping? What do you get by worshipping somebody? It may be there. Meditation is saying that you are the God inside and you are the God everywhere. So by doing what they have done, the gods have done, then you become that. And so it is telling you that you are as good as them, but then somewhere in that thing that is there for you says, no, no way. No way. How can I be equal to the God that I've been told that I'm just this? The super God is somewhere there. I always have to be in a state of submissive state that I always am much lower than the God. It disturbs a personality. It's a fear of sort of shaking up my own existence in many ways. And then so people go back. So dear friends, fear, as we are unfolding the path of practice of meditation, then will be more and more. Some people, if I go to meditation, people ask me to become vegetarian. So I, I don't want to. Fear of, just losing that enjoyment of food. People don't want to even get in there because that's one reason I've heard. So we need to go past. We keep learning new things. We keep learning new things. We might come out of the body, we might see ourselves completely in a room as part of meditation someday. And there are many, one must study this near-death experiences. Near-death experiences, they're well-documented cases in the world by medical profession. Near-death experiences, where people have gotten into serious accident, into coma, where they always consistently talk about in the operation room, they're hovering around and then seeing they getting operated by the doctors. For a moment, they are somewhere, they don't even relate, they recollect a lot of this stuff. Then, when the operation is done, they come back into the thing, so they talk about it. And obviously, it's been brushed aside as some loose mind. It's been brushed aside many by people as some loose mind, some hallucination. Because of the injury, it got impacted, so it's hallucination. There's one point of view. But there is a consistent corroboration that near death experience where we actually go out of the body, we look around what's this is all called life after death. When we study some of this near death experiences documented, is baffling because they tell precisely what you are doing. They tell the color of the doctor's dresses and they'll tell what tool they've used just to understand that there is something beyond this life. Why did I go there? So, talking about all kinds of fears can be there, even in meditation practice, because we can see ourselves. It is a common experience. In fact, I didn't want to tell, but one of the students yesterday in other program that we are doing meditation actually experienced it. That she's seeing herself, doing certain things in the meditation experience. But it's possible. They're all common, dear friends. And then we with more knowledge, we understand this whole science. Everything is to understand that we are much rather than the body. The more we understand that, the more we become one, the more we gain unlimited capability to drop that limited thinking. That's all. It's all for that. So, dear friends, we'll understand the remaining barriers tomorrow. When we cross the fear, now how do you cross the fear? More knowledge. We have to demystify it. We got to demystify, so more knowledge. But that's really what we're trying to, right? We're trying to seek and then certainly learn. So, one way to do this, of course, meditation is dropping all the fears, no doubt about it. Meditation is dropping the fears. We hold on to, we got to continue to break. More meditation will help us drop the fear. But what we do is we have to jump in to do that once. Whatever that we are feeling fearful of, we got to jump in to do once into that. Fear of darkness. You have this deep desire to go into Pyramid Valley and then do night walk every day there. Beautiful place. But then I have fear of darkness, so I can't go out of the room. So we got to jump in to do once. And when you jump in to do once by mustering all courage, then there are enough, what you seek is seeking, there is enough help coming in our way to actually pass that. I'm sure many leaders would have done this. We always were fearful to be jump in to do that once. But once you do that once, then it is done, dear friends. It's all requires us to do once. And the second time automatically becomes so easy. Third time makes it easy. So whatever may be it, try it out with a lot of courage. Master the courage and do it, and you'll be surprised that there will be so much of support coming for you from the field that you would have been coming out with in a lot of flying colors. But you gotta try it once. With what? With a lot of courage. We don't be becoming, oh, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail. What worse is gonna happen? I'm just jumping in. I'm gonna stand in front of this executive team and then do my meeting. It can be just that. I'm going to go into this meditation today, 3 hours, and see. I know last night I had experienced something, but I'm going to go deeper today. Somebody is saying this statement is hitting me, so let me explore it. I'm getting this message. Let me jump in and go and meet that person. We're going to do that, dear friends. Meditation helps us inherently remove the fear. Parallelly, we also need to act on it, take action. So that way, we constantly are moving, crossing fear after fear after fear after fear. Fear limits us. We know that. We must go to a graveyard if you're fearful of what happens. You must go there and see what happens to a cemetery. If you're fearful of anything about death, we have to read the books on life after death by Lobsang Rampa, great master. So much of literature. Lobsang Rampa, I believe, Three Lives, You Forever, many, many. And of course, Peter Richley, Raymond Moody, Robert Schwartz, all these people have written so much of literature around this. Echo Bodin, Echoes of the Soul, amazing, is an amazing author. So, dear friends, so fear is the number one, which we are crossing over with meditation, but we also have to take action. Let's go into a meditation once again. Relax yourself, sit comfortably with your eyes closed. It's always good to understand practices that improve, that strengthen our meditation, that expand our knowledge, consciousness. So far, our meditation is taking care of ourselves, all our bodies, all the four bodies. Service is the only way to take care of this body, which is all that is. By now, we recognize that this represents, all that is represents our larger part of ourselves. In meditation, we're becoming that energy field, which is everything. So when we are with it, then we are becoming one with it, and hence we have access to whatever it has to offer. So in energy, that's what we become in meditation. In materially, the equivalent of that is to become one with everything that exists. And how do we become one with everything that exists? In the thought realm, we can be that. In the words we speak, we're moving away. We're perfecting our field of words, perfecting into the triple filter so that we do not even intend to hurt others. We become perfect in the field of our words, Vakshetra. By our actions, we do service to become one with everybody. The more we are one with others, dear friends, the more we can create into our life. Very simple equation. Ultimately, the only thing that there is to becoming one with everybody. In no mind state, meditation is helping us be that. But in full mind state, when we read, we are into the thoughts of being one with everybody. But when we speak, it is now with our own control, our actions and words, so in our own control. So that when we speak, we are very impeccable in our words. But then when we do anything and everything that helps others. So service is a great way. I gotten into service not for that reason. I went into service to learn more. But then later I realized when you are in service, when you are helping others, when you are doing service, then we are slowly encompassing, you're slowly expanding our natural understanding of embracing others into us. That's what happened to me. You most naturally understand others. So I went into service because it's going to give me an opportunity into meditation service because it gives me an opportunity to learn from many masters. I'm spending time closely in the company of Patriji or Dr. GK or Shreyan Jagaji or many other people. Because when you are closely working with them, then you understand, you have an opportunity to get as good as them. So that is how I went in. But dear friends, service is helping us to understand different viewpoints of people. We become more inclusive when we are actually doing service because here, when you go into a service, you're giving unconditionally. There is no contract like a company. There's a difference in a group working. It's not just another group working. In a company where the contracts are there between you and employee and the company are person to person, there are expectations, there are things. But here in service, I come together, you come, I come, then all of us come. And each of us are very successful in our own field. And we go there, and then we say, you have to do this way. And the other person says, you have to do that way. Because everybody is successful in their own way. If you're successful, normally you're running your own business, you're heading your own thing. But here in service, you all come together. So service is helping us to fundamentally drop ourselves quite a bit. Because we go there to learn from others, to drop ourselves completely. And so we can't be putting our point and then sticking to our guns in when you go into service. We naturally start aligning. We drop our identity. In Pyramid Valley, the trustees were for diverse background, very diverse background. Some were successful in agriculture, some are pure, some kind of business. Some people are into an IT field or in a banking field. There are different levels of success. Each one measures their success their own way. And so different fields and then different levels will come from different places. So just converging onto small things of what kind of flooring you want to put in a facility that you're building can be an interesting exercise, because what is common for some is luxury for somebody else. What is basic for some is luxury for somebody else, right? A health faucet is luxury for somebody, it's common, basic for somebody. Pretty simple. So when we are in service, when we are working with people, everybody has different viewpoints. Meditation is helping us to allow to practice the non-interference, where we play our roles, but then we also respect other people equally well. We give totally equal respect to others as much as we do to ourselves. It makes us become more inclusive, help us infuse diverse viewpoints, and then take things forward. We recognize that management lesson that we learn, that you hold on to the key things and then let go of the small things. We can't be trying to say everything is my way, right? That's where things break. A leader is intelligent enough to see where to let go, which may not have significant material value or the success value to yourself, but that may be a lot to your team member. So you let go and then let it happen the way of the team member, even though it is different from the way you think it should be done. That's the key. But we naturally understand this in service, because there we come and then we know that everybody is successful in their own fields. We're there to give unconditionally, not expect stuff. So it helps us to naturally become part of a larger team, larger group. And then it's all nothing but being one, becoming one, right? It helps us to respect viewpoints. That means it helps us to include people in what we do. More and more people can be included in what we do. And which means that we are becoming more than one. Service is helping us to drop our I, that ego self. In our four walls, we are the CEO, we are this VP, we are this president, the chairman. In the four walls, it is all great. Other day, Rakesh was showing a picture to us. He went to a forest and he showed a picture of elephant in the safari. So he wrote a comment. This master of the jungle is, its tusks apparently are perhaps a longer than him, such a long one, but in that whole grand nature, it looked minuscule. It looks minuscule in the whole nature. By itself, it is so large, bigger than us, but in the whole nature, it's minuscule. So that's exactly is our state too. When we are in the four walls in our own nice, comfortable car or home and offices, we are like this big. But then when we go out, when we are with these hundreds of people of various backgrounds, everybody come together for one reason. So we drop ourselves completely. Our identity is gone. And it's essential, right? Well, the more we lose our identity, the more we are merging with the other. The dual self and non-dual self. So service is a great opportunity to drop our dual self. Time and again, we drop our dual self. We recognize to learn, we recognize to be respecting others. That means we got to keep dropping ourselves. Service is most naturally leading us to deep fulfillment, and hence naturally is anti-aging. The more deeply fulfilled you are, the more your telomeres will grow, the less stressful we are, and hence the more better our skin system is working. So it's naturally anti-aging because it's giving us a deeper fulfillment. Think of this. I'm sure we have all experienced it. For birthday, for your son or daughter, buying a cake and then celebrating is one thing. But doing the same act to somebody that you don't know, but that you came across, and somebody, say some worker or someone has come to you and said, "Hey, my daughter's birthday, we don't have money. Can you give us? Want to celebrate?" And then have you experienced how joyful it would have been to give that and then see that happiness in that child that we may not know at all? Whereas, we do the same to our child. If you haven't tried, friends, try it out and see how much joy the later brings. It's many-fold, many-fold. We most naturally connect in when we see people who we don't know at all, but then actually come out of from left side to right side, from unhappiness to happiness. Sometimes it is nice to see Big Boss kind of serials too. There's a lot of helping hand that is depicted in these serials. It's in fact it's interesting if you don't attach yourself into the situations, but then you can actually interest and see the human behavior in these serials. Our perspective changes before meditation, after meditation. That rivers are rivers, mountains are mountain concept. Before meditation, the rivers existed, mountains existed because it's just for a celebrity status. I never cared about them. After meditation, we go and then experience every little bit of it. Like that. Before meditation, movies are only for glamour. After meditation, movies are for art. So much beauty is created by these creative directors, right? So much. With a different pair of eyes. We have a different lens now to see. So, dear friends, service is giving us deepest fulfillment because we are doing it to people that you don't know, not aware at all walks of life. And then when they come up to you and say, because of your life is fulfilled, that gratitude, the feeling of they expressing gratitude to you is deep. And naturally, it is helping us become, it's anti aging, helping us live longer naturally, help us look younger. No wonder many here, Karthikeyans or Ramanis, are many of them who've been doing service going at it and they don't appear what they are. And there's many more to come. So service is essentially taking care of our all that is body different. So we must we have a personal responsibility to take care of our personal needs. We have a personal responsibility to take care of take care of the needs of the immediate people around us. It could be, of course, our family members. It is our closest friends. It is our driver, the maids. We got to take care of them. Who else take care of them? If their personal needs are there, we have responsibility to take care of them. But we have a greater personal responsibility and social responsibility to take care of all the people around us. There has to be something that we all are good at something. We have to look at constantly, how can I give? How can I be a better? How can I add value to the community that I'm living? That question has to come, and it will come as we're becoming unconditional giver. Because it's not because everybody else is doing it, because it gives us that fulfillment. And meditation wise speaking, spiritually speaking, we have to take care of this body. Unless the body is taken care, we're not going to be happy. We have 5 bodies. We're a minuscule dual self and then a large non-dual self. And we put all our 100% time on only the dual self, taking care of me, my mind, my body, my environment, but little time onto this non-dual self, which is where 99.99% are that. And then if you don't spend time there, then how do you expect yourself to be fully satisfied and happy? It's not possible. That's why there's total discontentment. Even those who have tons of money, tons of positions they run, but somewhere deep inside there's not happiness. Discontentment is there. There are people who are taking to various paths under crisis, but there are people who are taking to various paths not in crisis because there's still an internal crisis that no, there's no happiness. Where am I going? When we answer the question, the only thing that comes is that take care of everything that is around us. I can't take my left hand into confidence and take care of it and then leave the right hand. It's not possible to be happy When left is happy, right is not happy. Left is suffering, but the right is okay. We know we fix it. We fix all our hands, we fix the entire body. Our lens increases that this body, which is all that is, which is the greater part of ourselves, when it is happy, then we are happy. So first we are fixing ourselves. When we are happy, then we can radiate what we have. So we're doing that through meditation, and then now we extend it. We start serving everybody around to drop our identities, the dual self, to merge into that becoming one. So ultimately, what is happening when you become one, when you drop identity, we are open to more opportunities. If just because you have an argument, if you think of it, Shreyans Daga was on the board of Pyramid Valley International. I was there on the board. We were together. Now, if we had arguments with him because of viewpoints difference, of course we had difference of viewpoints many times. And if I had arguments and I held to my guns and then kept a distance, then many opportunities in my life I would have been lost. That opportunity that is so received by his companion are lost. It would be having a different life altogether. So having a distance or keeping somebody at arm's length has no meaning, because ultimately we are in that unlimited possibilities in our manifestation, dear friends. We limit possibilities just by keeping somebody away, just by staying away from a given place. It also applies to the places. So service is the way to becoming one, and it is the way to experience a grander, unlimited life. Because in wakeful state, it is a way to become one. In meditation, yes, we become one with it, empty mind. But in wakeful state, service is the royal path, dear friends. So we have to take to service. And then within the service levels, there are various aspects we are doing. But think about it. Now that we are into meditation, think about it. Annadana, Vidyadana, Dhyanadana. So what are we? Is there, think about your own choices. Is there a way you can, whatever you're doing, is there a way you can add meditation? I made my decision long ago that every penny I have, every minute I have, how much energy I have, I will apply towards spreading the knowledge of meditation. That meditation I made for myself long ago. Because I recognized I give a meal, the person will come back next day. We give clothes, they'll come back in a year. We give education, it didn't matter. There isn't a happiness. We get job, but there's not happiness is not necessarily there. Because it's only feeding our mind body. It's satisfying our mind body. That's all it. Maybe a little bit of intellect. But when we give meditation, anyone can be happy in any state, anywhere, in any place with anybody. We know that. So think about what does it mean to introduce meditation. If we want to take up the service, then what do I want to take up? Now that we understood the power of meditation. So thank you so much for being part of this program. And we're talking about service not because you have to contribute. I want to be very clear. We're talking about service because that's the way to happiness. Meditation practice is about becoming a grander version of ourselves, and we become a grander version, express ourselves so grandly when we take care of this body. And that approach has to be from that angle, not because I've earned a lot of money, so I have to help others. That is one way. But then that if you are forced to do it, like one is forceful, another is it has to come from within. And we are trying to understand that principle, dear friends. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all, dear friends. We'll meet back tomorrow again. And I have another session, so I'm leaving, but then Vani and Pradeep will continue the dialogue post our 2-minute break to have any questions or sharing experiences. Thank you all and have a great day. And we'll meet back tomorrow for our 37th day of meditation. Thank you.